base coat being all done, it's time to clear it. Because there's so many coats on that, I turn the heat up in the booth a little bit, let it sit a little bit longer, go in there, tack the whole car off, get any dust off it that may have crept in there. So I do 3 coats of clear. That clear is so thick. It's very easy for someone that does it every day, but for people at home, you get your first coat on, and the way your first coat lays on is the way your last coat's gonna look. When you put your first coat on, you want it to look like you're done with the car. You want it to look that nice. So I go in there, put the first coat on, really take your time, go over everything, lay it down good, and then give it, depends on the weather, the temperature you got the booth at, give it 45 minutes, half hour, and then do the same thing 2 more times. So that way, when you walk out of the booth, you kind of do a once over, make sure, because runs happen to everybody, but make sure there's no runs or anything that won't cut out in the cut and buff. Do it once over on it, and then it's done, and that's what protects the base coat, makes it shiny, makes it all pretty, and that's all anybody really cares about.
So now there's some interesting things about the paint here that I just want to share real quick that I don't know if we'll elaborate it on. So FM3, when you look up the formula in PPG, we always use PPG because that's the company that made the colors for the cars back in the day. They no longer offer that in a single stage paint. Originally it was an enamel, and it's not a metallic, so it was just a single stage color that would have been applied to the car. So today we use Deltron Concept, which is a single stage polyurethane. They don't have the formula in single stage, so we have to build it out of base coat, clear coat. It'll end up being much richer than the factory one is by far, but it's a lot more steps of painting. It takes 7 to 8 coats to get full coverage. Then you have to come back in and do 3 coats of clear over the top of it because you're gonna wet sand and buff it. So when you talk about going around that car, when it's time to do the full paint, it's 11 trips around that car. So keep that in mind when you're watching that.
Car came out amazing. So this car really took 7 coats of color to cover. It took a while to paint this car. Then we cleared it. Everything just start to finish went perfect. Give it right back to Noah. He starts to cut and buff on it. And like I said, it's just the little details to spend a little extra time. He does a cut and buff on it, then at that point, it's ready to go to assembly, just like decals, a couple little odds and ends that we're gonna do, and then we can deliver it to the customer.